guys, welcome. I'm gonna get logged into my computer here. And today I'm gonna be going over the policies. I probably need this. I'm gonna be going over the policies today, how to create your own policies. So I kind of want to just jump back into it, but I do want to say thank you for clicking on this video. I hope you find the information here to be helpful. I hope you consider subscribing and allowing us to be a place where you get your resources from, to be able to open a home service agency or any kind of business really, because every business needs policies. So this could help anybody, but the process that I'm going through right now is business licensing for home service agency. So that is specifically what I'm going to be touching on today. So much like in the video prior to, I will link the video here so you can see what it looks like. Go click on that video. It tells you how to get started, the website that you need to go to. Every state is different. Policies are necessary for every state, for every business. Some states are not regulated, but you still want to have policy and procedures in place. Okay, so I'm in Illinois. So I'm going to look up Illinois non-medical home service agency in the Google search engine. That's how I get started. So if you're looking for something, you don't really know how to find it, you don't know if it's something out there or such thing, you kind of want to type in certain keywords that you think will trigger the search engine to pull up what you need. So in order for me to get started originally, I had no idea about anything. So I typed in Illinois Home Service Agency application. So it pulls up Illinois Department of Health. So whatever state you're in, you're looking for the Department of Health. That's who you send your application to. That's who you go through for the licensing. So I'm going to go to their actual website. Your state Department of Public Health. So in the previous video, I showed you guys what this looks like. I'm going to scroll down, and the same place you find the application, it says initial application. Right above it is going to let you know rules and regulations. You want to click on your rules and regulations, and it's going to show you an administrative code. It's very extensive. It goes over purpose, definitions, organization and administration. A lot of your information is going to be in there. Staffing and staffing responsibilities, services, vaccinations, and so on and so on. Okay, so it looks different every time I come on here, but I don't think it's different. Also, if this is what you're going to be doing, sure, you can have it online, but you also want to have a copy at home, and you want to make sure that you're checking often to see if there were any updates, because if there are, you need to follow the updated rules and regulations. So always keep your copy at home up to date. It's pretty extensive. I mean, you could look at it on the screen, but once you click on the titles, there's more information in there. So this is about how thick it is for Illinois. And this is also home health. So if you're doing non-medical, all of this does not apply to you. You have to pretty much weed out what does apply to you. Okay, so getting started here, I'm just going to open up to one of the pages and find a requirement. Let me see. And it's going to let me know a policy that I need for it. Okay, so for instance, I'm going to say job description. Okay, so the policy that they're requiring for Illinois says job description for all agency positions directly related to patient care or patient services. If you want to follow along to kind of understand how I'm doing this, please go to Illinois Department of Public Health. Scroll down and look for rules and regulations, okay? It's going to take you to Illinois Administrative Code. This is going to help you, if you follow me, to be able to follow your own states, okay? So when I applied, what I'm reading to you came from the state of Illinois. They said, Tony, we need you to provide us with a policy for job descriptions for all agency positions directly related to patient care or patient services. Okay, so okay, I thought it was a little blurry. And please ignore my makeup. It looks hideous. Well, my lipstick anyway. I just had some Jimmy John's and I didn't even finish it, but my lipstick got all over the place. Okay, so that's what they required of me. But they also list basically the section that I can find it in. So I have to go to both sections to figure out which one is for home service agency. So let me see here. Okay, they have 245.30. So I'm gonna go to the first page of the administrative code and I'm gonna look for 245.30. That's organization and administration. Remember, I just said a lot of your stuff is gonna be in there. So I'm gonna click on 245.30. Now I know that one is for home service agencies. Okay, and then they also said, let me highlight it so I don't have to keep looking for it because I don't have glasses on. 245.30 C1D. So I usually write it down because I would just keep going back and forth, and I can't stand that. Okay, 245.30, and they want C1 and they want D. Now another one they have here is 245.40 A, B, C, D, H. If you're following along and you really want to understand this, I suggest you get a pen and paper and write it down like I did, so you don't have to go back and forth. So now I'm going to go over to my administrative code. Online, or if you have your copy. Okay, so 245.30, I'm there. First thing they want is C1. So I'm gonna drop down. There's A, there's B, there's C. Okay, and they want 1. So it says under 245.30 C1, personnel policies applicable. Let me see if I can zoom in. Ooh, that's real zoomed in. Okay. Personnel policies applicable and available to all full and part-time employees shall include, but not be limited to, the following: wage scales, benefits, hours of work, leave time, requirements for initial health eval of each new employee or the placement home service worker or placed nurse who has contact with clients or patients as specified by the governing body. So in this case, you have to weed out what's necessary for your organization. We're doing non-medical home service. So to say a place nurse does not apply to us, okay? So we still do need the requirements for initial health eval. These are all the policies that you need to create. Orientation to the agency and appropriate continuing education. Job descriptions for all positions used by the agency. Okay, so we're gonna start with this one. It lists so many more, it goes through I. But we're gonna stop here at D. Job descriptions for all positions used in the agency. You're gonna have a policy called job description, right? And they ask you to create a description for all positions, correct? So what are the major, and I say major because when I put all the positions, they were like, you know, just keep it short and straight to the point. So what are the positions that you're going to be using? You're going to have an administrator, right? You're going to have your CNAs or your caregivers, your service workers. I would say to not call them a CNA. I've talked about this before in a previous video of why not. If you don't want to go back and watch it, which you should, it's really good information. And I'm not just saying that because it's my video, but I'm saying that because I'm actually going through the process and it's up to date. Okay, so I'm doing it now. Everything that I'm telling you is up to date. Not only that, but I feel like I know what to bring to the audience because it's help that I didn't have. It's things I didn't understand. And it's just things that people, you know, they would talk in circles because they didn't know either. And I really had to get into it and find this out for myself. So I just feel like I know what to bring to you all that others are not going to bring to you. So it's really good information. You should go back and watch it, but if you don't want to go back and watch it, I'm just going to tell you now, I don't recommend that you list your CNA. Even if you do have CNAs, I would not recommend that you list your CNA under the job description. So let's see here. I want to tell you guys exactly what I called them. I called them home workers. And I have an administrative assistant, so she called them home workers. I'll probably, it's all right, it's fine. Okay, it worked. So at the top of the page, I have the name of my organization. I have it centered. Underneath that, I have the name of the policy. I have that centered. Okay, under that, I have the agency manager. Okay, the agency manager is legally responsible for the organization's day-to-day operations and will have the following responsibilities. Now, where I got this information from, you have to just read all of this. Now let me see if 24540. Oh, I don't know why I'm using it. 24540. Okay, so now remember on this paper we wrote down also 245.40. We're gonna go to our administrative code and go to 245.40. Online, you're gonna go ahead and click on 245.40. It tells you staffing and staff responsibilities, okay? So a home health administrator or agency manager. The agency manager or administrator shall have the following responsibilities. They literally tell you. You could literally copy and paste this. I say to kind of put it in your own words, like it says, shall have the following responsibilities. I don't say shall. I take it out and kind of make it my own. The administrator and agency manager has the following, responsibilities, okay? So you could kind of take some words out and change it up a little bit. I don't recommend that you literally copy and paste it, but it literally tells you everything that you need to have in that policy. So when I'm listing my administrator or agency manager's responsibilities, it's literally right here from 1 to 11. Okay, so ensure that the agency is in compliance with all applicable federal, state, and local laws. Be familiar with the applicable rules of the department and maintain them within the agency. Oh my gosh, look, I don't normally have this much action going on. Crazy. Okay, familiarize all employees as well as providers through contractual purchase of service with the act and rules of the department and make copies available for their use. Ensure that reports and records as required by the department are completed, maintained, and submitted. Maintain ongoing liaisons with the governing body, staff members, and the community. Maintain a current organizational chart to show lines of authority down to the patient or client level. Manage business affairs and the overall operations of the agency. Maintain personnel records, administrative records, and all policies and procedures of the agency. Employ qualified personnel in accordance with job descriptions. Provide orientation of new staff, regularly scheduled in-service education programs, and opportunities for continuing education for the staff, and designate in writing the qualified staff member to act in absence of the administrator. Okay, so that is the responsibilities for the administrator / agency manager. Now, notice it said that one of their duties is, or one of their job descriptions is, to designate in writing a qualified staff member to act in their absence. So that means you're going to have an alternate agency manager, which is also required to be on one of the policy and procedures. Let me go back and see exactly what they call it. Okay, so they said, Tony, we need you to create a policy naming the designated alternate agency manager. And it's 245.4011. What I have is on this policy, my agency name, and I have that centered in the center of the paper. The next line, it says designated alternate agency manager, centered in the middle of the page. And then under that, I have her name, I have her phone number, I have her email address, and I have the order of operations, the general order of operations, but clearly this is the alternate administrator, so designated administrator. So she's going to carry on the responsibilities that I have. We don't only work within these hours. If something happens, there has to be somebody that you can call. And we have different hours. So there's hours where people can call and inquire, and there's hours that the business is working. We're working around the clock, so there always has to be somebody available. So if it's just the phone's going off because somebody's inquiring something, you wait till Monday through Friday to talk to us between 9 to 5 or such. And that's just general hours I just listed. So going down here, furthermore, it says responsibility of designated alternate agency manager. Now, essentially, this person is going to take on the complete role of the agency manager in their absence. So they're going to have the same roles. What I have listed, how many pages? This is just one page. What I have listed is A, the designated alternate agency manager shall, let me change that right now. Okay, the designated alternate agency manager will possess the necessary qualifications and experience to perform the duties assigned. In the absence of the agency manager, the designated alternate agency manager will, excuse me, y'all, I told y'all my assistant kind of changed some things around, so I'm gonna fix this while I'm here because I will forget and I won't come back to it. In the absence of the agency manager, the designated alternate agency manager will assume all managerial responsibilities, ensure compliance with all relevant state and federal regulations, maintain open communication with agency staff, clients, and other stakeholders, maintain make decisions in accordance with agency policies, procedures, and guidelines, collaborate with agency staff to address any operational issues or emergency, provide leadership and support to all staff, monitor and evaluate agency performances, maintain confidentiality of client information, and adhere to all of private regulations. Attend required meetings, training sessions, and professional development activities. Report any incidents, concerns, or violations promptly to the agency manager. And that's all we have there. So those are the things that they're going to take up in addition to the job description that the administrator has or agency manager has. Okay, so for our job descriptions, we have our agency manager or administrator. We have our designated agency manager, alternate agency manager. And let's go down to our home worker now. So home worker, monitoring the clients and communicating any changes to their supervisor nominated by the client, assisting with household chores, which include cooking and meal preparation. Oh, there's more. Cooking, meal preparation, cleaning, laundry, assistance with completing activities such as shopping, appointments outside of the home, companionship, completion of appropriate record documentation, services provision, and assisting with activities of daily living and personal care. Now, that's just pretty much your definition of the services that you are providing. Everybody's different. Some people only do companion. Your policy is something to kind of back you up, and it goes to everybody. So you could say, well, in our policy, it does tell you that we don't provide services with wound care. Your policy is going to back you up. Everybody should have a copy of your policy. Back in here, we have, and let me see what they say. So on the administrative code, it tells you, and if you're following me, this is 245.40, and we're going to scroll down to C1. C1 says home service or in-home service worker. As defined in this part and under the Act, home service or in-home services means assistance with activities of daily living, housekeeping, personal laundry, and companionship provided to an individual in his or her personal residence, which are intended to enable that individual to remain home safely and comfortably in his or her own personal residence. Home service or in-home services does not include services that would require to be performed by an individual licensed under the Nurse Practice Act. Okay. Home services are focused on providing assistance that is not medical nature, but is based upon assisting the client in meeting the demands of living independently and maintaining a personal residence, such as companionship, cleaning, laundry, shopping, meal prepping, dressing, and bathing. So for your home service worker, if you need a good way to kind of sum it up, I would look within that paragraph and see what they listed. So some of the things, well, I'm going to list all of the things that they listed. I'm going to help break it down to you. Activities of daily living, housekeeping, personal laundry, companionship, cleaning, and then it lists it again. Companionship, cleaning, laundry, shopping, meal preparation, dressing, and bathing. So that's going to be your description for your home service worker. Scroll down here to now C2, to where we at? We to 245.40. We're going to scroll down to C2. Home service or in-home service workers shall provide services only in accordance with this part. C3. Duties of home service or in-home service workers may include the following: observation of client functioning and reporting changes to their supervisor or employee or to a person designated by the client. That initial part that we have that I just mentioned, our home workers job description, that's where we're going to put C1. We're going to have home service worker or home worker, however you want to list their title, position, activities of daily living, housekeeping, personal laundry, companionship, cleaning, laundry, shopping, meal preparation, dressing, bathing. I know some of those are said a couple of times. Just be careful with that. All you need to put is one time. You don't need to have companionship in there twice. Okay, so moving down to C3. Now, in addition to those, I now drop down and I list the things that are in the administrative code. Duties of the home service worker or in-home service worker or home worker, homemaker, whatever you want to call them. Observation of client functioning and reporting changes to their supervisor or employer or to a person designated by the client. So that's like if Miss Sherry lives with her mom, Bonita, and Miss Sherry is taking care of her mom, Bonita. Well, first you want to talk to Bonita about it. Even if you feel like Miss Bonita's not going to understand, you still want to run it by her. You still want to talk to her. She has the right to know about her health and what's going on, definitely. If you feel like you're not getting anywhere, maybe she's not understanding, she's not gonna follow along with what needs to happen next or the conversation that needs to happen next, she's not understanding or catching on, just let her know. And I would just like to relay this to Miss Sherry as well. Is that okay with you? And go ahead and let Miss Sherry in on what's going on. So Miss Sherry will be her designated person of contact. Okay, so that is a job description for your homemaker. So next, I'm going to keep going. This is going to be the next thing you list in the job description. Assistance with household chores, including cooking and meal preparation, cleaning and laundry. Assistance with completing activities such as shopping and appointments outside of the home. Companionship, completion of appropriate record documentation, service provision, and assistance with activities of daily living and personal care. So exactly what I have, just keep it going. Now, C4 says, types of service that can be provided by home service workers. The following are examples of acceptable tasks and also limitations when a more medical model of assistance will be needed for higher needs. So now we're in C4 and it's going to start A, B, C, and it's going to drop down. It's really helpful if you follow along. because the way that they number these, it can be very confusing. So if you're following along, you kind of understand how they're numbering these as well, because it's like a C inside of a C inside of a C. It's possible. So if you're following along with me, you'll kind of understand how that is, so you don't get confused or held up later on. Okay, so it's within these descriptions, they're going to tell you what the homemaker is able to do, the services that they're able to provide. Then it's going to go the extra mile to let you know what they cannot do. And maybe they can do something with the exception of. So they're going to let you know that in here. So for instance, I'm just going to go down the line really quick. These are all the things that they can do. These are all the things that you need to have listed: skincare, ambulation, bathing, dressing, exercise, feeding, hair care, mouth care, nail care, positioning, shaving, toileting, transfers, medication reminders, respiratory care. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the top now, and I'm going to show you an example of one of these. So for skincare, a home service worker may perform general skincare assistance, except for the application of simple bandages as first aid. Skincare may be performed by a home service worker only when skin is unbroken and when any chronic skin problems are not active. The skincare provided by the home service worker shall be preventative rather than therapeutic in nature, and may include the application of non-Medicaid lotions and solutions, or lotions and solutions that aren't required to be like the form of a prescription. Skilled skincare shall be provided only by agencies licensed as home health or home nursing agency. Skilled skincare includes wound care, dressing changes, applications of prescription medication, skilled observation and reporting. So that is C4A. Now C4A1 says the client or client's representative shall be able to provide ongoing feedback and advocate for their needs, including indications of potential harm and discomfort to the service worker. C4A2 says the home service worker shall have completed training in first aid for a lay person. C4A3 says the agency shall have conducted a competency evaluation of the home service worker's ability to perform the methods required to implement first aid effectively and safely. Okay, few things here. You can literally put that in, copy, paste it, change a few words if you will. Or you can kind of break it down to make it your own. You can separate the two. You can say this is what we will do on one line, and then on a line underneath it, this is what we will not do. At this point, you need to seek further assistance, maybe skilled care. Maybe you need skilled care because we cannot perform these things. If you need any of these things, seek skilled care. And that's a conversation that you would have. Those type of conversations are the conversations that you want to involve their designated person of contact with. Okay, so you will say, I noticed this person has bed sores. Again, I noticed Miss Bonita has bed sores. At this stage, I'm thinking that skilled care would be best for her. And even in that situation, it would just be somebody with the qualifications, the proper qualifications to come take care of Miss Bonita's bed sores, because you can't do that. And they have nurses that they do home visits, and they have doctors that do home visits. So there's many options out there for her, but just let her know for this type of care, she's going to need skilled care. And you could still come every day and perform, or whatever day scheduled to perform the in-home service worker job duties. You could have skincare. A home service worker may perform general skincare assistance. And then you may say, the skincare provided by a home service worker shall be preventative and not in a therapeutic manner. A therapeutic manner will be the following, but not limited to: skilled skincare, prescribed topical ointments, creams, wound care, dressing changes, application of prescription medicine, skilled observation and reporting, and so on and so on. So just so that they're not confused, because it does kind of like a bungee jump, like this is what we can do except this, but we can do this, but we can't do that. So if you feel like that's going to be confusing to the person reading it, we don't want confusion. We don't want confusion. We want everything to be clear, concise, and in the long run, it helps us out. It saves time. So if you want, and I would recommend to kind of break that paragraph up and say, hey, this is what we can do and this is what we cannot do. And at this point, you should seek skilled care. So that is the example that I'm going to get. And for the rest of these, I would do the same exact thing. All right, so let me go back to my documents. And you guys, that is your policy. You have one policy created. And now you know how to create your own policies. So that is your policy for job descriptions for all positions directly related to client service. So let me see. I'm going to see if there's another one that isn't so long. I don't know how long this video is so far, but oh goodness. The competency evaluation is like repeating the same thing 3 times. I don't want to do that right now. You have to have a table of contents. And let me tell you, okay, so for right now, I'm going back and forth with the state because they asked for a governing body. Let me see how they brought it to me. They said, Tony, we need you to provide. They didn't really say that. It's an email that has everything that I need. So it says, governing body minutes approving all bylaws, job description procedures, and policies. 245.30A5. So if you want to look that up. But now here's the thing. Governing body minutes and bylaws is something that you only have in corporations. You don't have that in an LLC. I have an LLC. So I don't have anything to do with governing bodies and bylaws. So I'm waiting on them to email me back. And let me see if they did. Which I don't think they would have. It's been the weekend. I've been checking. Yeah, they haven't emailed me back yet. So basically, I wrote them and I said, you know, we've been going back and forth about some things in a good way. I've been getting some really positive feedback. But then I said, hey, you know, I have a question. Okay. So I had already asked about the bylaws. I'm like, I'm really confused about this because as of now, I'm doing this by myself. So for me to have bylaws, I approve them myself. It's kind of weird. So I have the meetings, what they consisted of, the topics, how long they were, who attended. And it's like all of it is me. And then I have to sign off approving everything. So it's like, basically, I wrote the bylaws and I signed off saying I approve it. Of course, I approve it. I wrote it. So it was just kind of weird. So I just kind of asked to double check. And he said, yes, Tony, I know it sounds weird, but this is what it is. You just write it and you sign it. So sure, if you want me to do that, I have no problem doing that. But to be sure, because I found a lot of errors. If you second guess something, please ask. Don't keep wasting your time. Like I said in probably the second video, it comes a time where you have to just say, okay, how much time is too much time to spend in this situation? If you second guess it, take it up with them. Because there's a couple times they came back and they said, I'm sorry, that is a typo. I will contact management and let them know. And I haven't seen updates, but they told me that it's been updated. So if you second guessing something and you really want to have this right, you want to make sure everything is in order, go ahead and contact them and let them know. A lot of people have concerns about AI. This is one of those things where the title of the video says something else, but you're going to get so much more. People have questions about AI. I like AI. I did try to backdoor and use AI for policies, and it didn't work. It helped a lot. And it gave me ideas of what I want for my business that I didn't think of, that are like outside of the administrative code, because this is your business. This is personal for you. So you want to put things in place where people come in and they say, oh, I don't understand because I thought you guys this, I thought you that. And it was to my understanding that this, and it's like, you know, just like when you go on somebody else's establishment and they say, I'm sorry, that's not in our policy procedure. you have the right to do that same thing now. You have the right to protect yourself and have something back you up. And that's what your policy and procedure is for. So when I put those certain things into AI kind of gave me personal things, not what was in my state regulation, because you got to be descriptive. You have to say, for my non-medical Illinois home service agency. I had to do that every single time. I just got to the point where I started copy and pasting non-medical home agency in Illinois, whatever. Those keywords though. Otherwise, they would give me like kind of personal things, and it's like, oh, that is food for thought. So AI is good in that way. AI is also good if you say, hey, I need to write a letter to the state for my non-medical home service agency in Illinois, and I need to ask them about something I'm confused about. They're saying that I need bylaws, but to my understanding, bylaws is something that you have when you're a corporation and not an LLC. So they give me the email that they would write. But before I ask AI, I already have what I would like to say formed. The reason I do that is because you don't want to get so wrapped up in AI that you don't have a voice of your own, that you forget words, and you get to a point where your vocabulary is not even, your vocabulary goes from here to here because you don't have to use your brain anymore. And I like to still keep things how I would say it, but if there's other words that I could change around to make it more professional, or even grammar checks, I use AI for grammar checks. So I'll already have what I want to say, and I'll compare it to what AI has, and I may merge them, or I may take certain words out of AI and add it to mine. So I'll take mine and then put it back in AI and say, can you check this small paragraph for grammatic errors? Or is it grammatically correct to say this? And it will feed it back to me and say, yes, this whole paragraph, it'll list the whole paragraph, is grammatically correct. And I will go ahead and send that. So anyway, using that formula is how I communicate with the state. So I said, good afternoon. I've been looking further into the requirements of the bylaws. I was informed that bylaws are typically required for corporations and not LLCs. However, according to the Illinois, According to the Illinois Department of Public Health, business license requires bylaws. And that's just in the letter of readiness. The letter of readiness is what they send to you. I'm looking around to see if I have it with me. It's what I'm reading off of when I said, they said, hey, Tony, we need you to list your job descriptions. It's that, the letter of readiness. And it tells you all these policy and procedures that you need. And once you're done with those policy and procedures, you submit your letter of readiness. I'm ready. I have all these policy and procedures. Here you go. And they're listed the way that your state tells you to list it and everything. And once you submit that, they give you a day for your survey. And that's the final step. So what I'm letting him know is my requirement for my letter of readiness is saying that I must have bylaws in order to wrap up the business license process, you know. So drop down. As my business is structured as an LLC, I wanted to seek clarification on whether the bylaws are indeed mandatory for an LLC business license. Could you please provide me with the accurate information regarding this matter? I want to ensure that I am in compliance with all of the necessary requirements. Thank you for your time and attention to this matter. I look forward to your response. And I put my name. So I just wanted to show you like how the communication is. And they're super nice. They're super nice. Like one time I asked him a question, and you want to let them know that you're not lazy, that you can do, that you'll go above and beyond for your job, that you're trying to do the best that you can. And the way that you show that is, like I said, I had a question, and let me see if I can find it. I was so proud too. Okay. So I had a question. Oh, I had a question about governing body minutes. So I go through the whole thing. I say, hello, I'm confused by the request for governing body minutes approval and all bylaws, job description, procedures, and policies. Could you please clarify this request for the minutes approving? Are they minutes that I spend working by myself? I was confused, so I just listed everything I thought possible. by myself in meetings with alternate agency managers, or the minutes that I spend in communication with the state. I said I've tried searching the administrative code to find the answers. However, I'm pretty much seeing it listed as above and I'm not understanding it. And then I put how I saw it listed. So I checked the description. So now remember, when you go to the administrative code, the initial page, the initial homepage that looks like this, it says definitions. I clicked on definitions and I looked for bylaws and I looked for governing body, and I was able to only find bylaws. So it said bylaws or equivalent, a set of rules adopted by an agency for governing the state agency's operation. And so I put in parentheses administrative code / policy / procedure question mark, is this correct? And then under that I put what else I found in 245.30, organization and administrative, A, governing body. Okay, my phone's getting ready to die, so I'm gonna be saying see you later in a second. Okay, so 245.30, organization and administrative, A, governing body, all agencies. 5, keep minutes of all meetings, which is something that you do for corporations, right? So I put in parentheses, these would be the minutes that I spend working by myself, comma, in meetings with the alternate agency manager, comment, or the minutes that I spend in communication with the state, question mark. I said, I'm thinking part of this is the policy and procedure and the job description that were requested from the submission of the LOR, the letter of readiness. The corrections mentioned governing body minutes. So now I'm thinking that I'm just telling him my whole thought process. Thinking that I need confirmation that the bylaws are of the administrative code and policy and procedures that I have provided for the LOR, and I'm needing clarification of what minutes need to be provided. If there are a certain number of minutes, the topics, is this a document that I need to fill out, that I need to create, or do I just list the information on like a Word doc? Thank you for your assistance. Farewell, all that. So he responds and he says, good morning. You are the type of person I truly can appreciate, because I can tell that you've done your due diligence. Instead of emailing or calling me and trying to get the quick answer, you've researched it. You're going to be very well in this business, I can assure you. And then he says, to answer your question, I'll tell you what, because I was going to stop there. But then again, if you run into this issue, you are in an LLC and they're telling you that you need this, you may need this information. So this is not the end all be all, because like I said, I ended up emailing him again, but his response this time was, to answer your question, the minutes referred to the agenda and the notes taken during the meetings. I know it seems odd because it's just you at the moment and doesn't make a lot of sense for one person to be the governing board and the same person who is creating the policies and procedures, and the same person has to approve their own work. Basically, on the letterhead, outline the tasks that you go over in the meeting, then approve the items listed. Don't hesitate to call me. So he gives me really good feedback and compliments to my work and efforts all the time. He's so kind. And I don't even know this person. I just know him through this. So, they're there if you need to call, if you need to reach out for any assistance. Like I said, let me see. I was going to try to pull up one more. Yeah, I had ran into that. It has to be a quick one because my phone is going to die. So I'm going to try to get y'all another one. But if the phone dies. Okay, this is one that, this is a common one because it's very important. It's very important. It's policy and procedure for conducting the organization's background check. Let me go back to my LOR from the state and see exactly how they listed it. This is a long one, but if you really want to do the work to get what you need, I'm not going to go in depth like the other one, but you want to go back to your administrative code. Again, this is for the background check, so let me just find where it is here. Oh no, this is a copy of the registration. You have to register to be able to conduct a background check. So they want proof that you have entered that system and that you have access to it. That's one of the things that I will turn in with the policy and procedures. You have to turn in a lot of proofs. Insurance proofs, proof to the portal, proof to conduct fingerprinting and background checks. So keep that in mind as well. Okay. Policy and procedure for conducting healthcare worker background checks. 955.145 A through C. 955.220 A through D. 955.165 A through O. Now, the 955s you're not gonna find in here. Well, I have them in. Do I have them in here? I don't think I have 955s in here. Yeah, this book get a lot bigger because I don't have 955s in here. I don't even know if I have. I think I have 955s in my car. All right, so I'm gonna pull up 955. And I'm trying to see how y'all can follow this with me. I think I could put the links in the description. I put the links in the description. That's what I'll do. So I put the links in the description below. Also, what's below is the comment box. You guys, I'm wondering how much time I got here. You guys, if there is no engagement, I have really positive comments and I really appreciate it. And I have a few likes here and there, but let me tell you. So first of all, I just hit 200 subscribers, over 200 subscribers. So thank you guys for subscribing and supporting the channel. And thank you guys that are taking the time out to like the video and comment and give positive feedback because I need that. I don't see a lot of people giving this type of information. There's one that I follow wholeheartedly, and there's another one that I see on there. I haven't really had time to watch many of her videos, but this information is not really out there like that. So I thought to myself, you know, you can't put it all on one person. That woman has a life. She can't post all the time. She's probably not going to post every day, but it's nice if you have a few resources to kind of bounce off of. So I'm like, you know, there's a need for it. Let me put something together and be able to put some videos out for you guys. So I don't know if it's helpful. I don't know if it's other things that you want to know. I don't know if I'm wasting your time. I just don't know. If you're not liking, dislike, even if you dislike it, it's an engagement. It lets me know. If you feel bad about disliking, I don't know, leave a comment, you know, just say what you did like and what you didn't like if you feel bad about disliking it. But you can like, comment, share, dislike. You know, the engagement is what's going to help me know that there is a need and I'm not wasting my time. The engagement is what's going to let me know that if there's a need here, I'm going to prioritize this channel. I have another channel and I have other hobbies and things that I do outside of this. So if I know that there is help needed here, I'm going to keep coming back. I'm going to keep finding topics and coming here. Or if you guys let me know topics, I'm going to make sure I come here and get that done. But as long as there's no engagement, I don't think that there's a need. So the views are up there and they're really nice. They're really good. However, I don't always get a chance to see if people are watching the videos all the way through or if they watch 5 minutes and click out because they're uninterested. I haven't looked into that yet. So I'm going off of engagement. If I see the engagement is there, then I'll come here and I'll do more of this. Okay, so like I said, even though the views are up there, it's not noted to me that, you know, if somebody watched 5 minutes or if they watched the whole video or half the video. I need to know if it was informational for you, if it was helpful for you. So please, please, please like, dislike, comment, share, all that. I know it's weird hearing somebody say dislike, but if that's how you feel, you know, we keep it real over here. But anyway, thank you guys for helping me get to 200 subscribers. And if you can, take time out right now to subscribe. Please hit the notification bell. I don't always know when I'm going to post a new video, but when I do, if you hit the notification bell after subscribing, it will notify you that there's a new video out. And they're not annoying. The notifications are not annoying. So like I was saying, in the description below, I'll go ahead and link I'll go ahead and put the links to the administrative codes so you can follow along. So like I was saying, for the background check. Okay, so once again, I'm gonna write this down, and I suggest you do the same. 955145, and they want A through C. So you would click on the link that I have. At the end of the link, you will see it'll say 955 sections. So you'll click on there, it'll take you to the appropriate spot. Also on here, they have 955220 A through D, 955165 A through O. So we don't have to keep flipping back and forth. So 955145. Okay, so 955.145 is employment verification. Once you see that, you click on it. What I suggest is on your, people use like Word doc, Microsoft Word. I use Microsoft Word, so I'm just going to use that as an example. If you have Microsoft Word open, go ahead, put your organization at the top. Go ahead, put the policy that you're about to create underneath it. After that, you know you need 955.145 A through C. So I would just go ahead and copy and paste that into Word doc, because now you know you have part of that done. Then I would go to 955.220 A, or I should say 220 A through D. Copy and paste that straight to Word doc right underneath it. Go to 955.165 A through O. Copy and paste it straight to Word, the Microsoft Word. Once you do that, go ahead and read through it, because this is what you need. This is your policy. Go ahead, read through it, change anything that you need to change. Make sure you understand it, because when you get to your survey, there's no surprises. This is what you need to know. So make sure you understand it. If it's going to help you to type it out, you could still go ahead and copy it into Microsoft Word, copy and paste it, but then create another one where you're actually typing it in, because if you're writing, I guess statistics says that it is helpful to remember, but I know this for a fact. For me, if I'm writing something or if I'm typing it, it's going through my brain. So it's typically something that I remember, because if I'm just copying and pasting, I'm probably singing a song in my head. If I'm reading through it, I probably get bored and get distracted and don't even know it. But as long as you're processing it through your brain by typing in, you have to know what you're typing. It's the same, I think, process as when you're writing something. So you definitely need to know the material. If you feel like you want to change some words out, like I cannot stand the word shall. Even if it wasn't shall, there would be other words that I would switch out just to kind of make it my own. Like I did some of the work. I took time out to edit it the way I wanted it to be edited. Yes, it still has those keywords and everything that the state is going to be looking for. But then it also has, my way of saying it. I don't want to copy your work. So you could do that. But that's your policy for the background check. Fingerprinting and background check. So again, if you click on that link below for the 955's administrative code, 955145, I guess I could put that in there too. I don't know why I'm acting like I don't know how this works, but 955.145 A through C, 955.220 A through D, 955.165 A through O. And you'll just go ahead and read through that. So make it your own, learn the material. You have to know the material if you want to get through the survey. If you don't want to be confused or nervous or second guess yourself, just know the material. Just know the policy and procedures like the back of your hand. Some other things that you need to know, just common sense things. If there's anything personal, like how much you charge, just think of questions that customers are going to ask, and you have to have an answer for it. Okay, so, and you could use AI for that. Can you give me an example of questions that clients or customers may ask when they're applying to have service from a non-medical home service agency in Illinois or wherever your state is? So you can use AI in that way as well. But as much as I want to keep talking, because I love to talk, I'm gonna end it there, and I hope that you guys have found value in today's video. I know this was a request specifically from somebody, so I hope this reaches you, and I hope that you find value in it. If you guys have any other questions that you would like me to answer, let me know. We can go over it right now, right here, okay? I will get that prepared for you in a way that I think you guys will understand. Yeah, that's about it. I'm about to enjoy my lunch that I had from 2 hours ago. And we'll meet back here again. I appreciate you guys so much. Don't forget to run it up. The likes, comments, shares, dislikes, all of that. I appreciate the positive feedback. I appreciate the negative feedback. It helps me get on top of things and get to where I need to be. So have a good one. Yeah, okay.